NXT tonight was a good show. Danny Burch, Ernie Larkin remains the NXT Tag Team Champions. We got Dakota and Raquel Gonzalez losing to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, in which I thought Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, in my opinion, fucking cheated. We got Adam Cole versus Finn Balor and Io Shirai versus Toni Storm announced for next week's NXT. And we got the start of the Bronson Reed in the LA Knight feud. And we got Finn Balor and Undisputed Era continuing their feud. The Undisputed Era breakup storyline continues. We're going to go over it all, folks, right here on my Ingram Wrestling News YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ingram Wrestling News' very own Brendan Ingram here, live with your NXT review. Of course, NXT was a very, very good, phenomenal show. We got what was one of the best shows that NXT's ever produced. Of course, before we get started with the review, be sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell for all notifications so you won't miss all of my content that I have on my channel, so you won't miss the newest content that's coming to my channel this year. And also so you won't miss all my Call of Duty content, all of the content that's on my channel. You know I'm going to have more coming this year. But they're going to be brand new. It's going to be some brand new content. It's not going to be the same content every fucking week. You know what I'm saying? Not every week. You all get what I'm saying. But anyways, follow me on Twitter, Ingram Wrestling. Help me get up to 1,000 followers by hitting that follow button on Twitter and Twitch. Also, help me get up to 1,000 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, man. Your like on the stream and on the videos helps me, my channel, the live streams, and the videos. So again, if you're new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button. I have no idea what you guys are waiting for. You are in for a special year. I'm in for a special year because I got a few plans going forward with my channel this year. And I'm not kidding either. So, without further ado, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't even think I have any NXT news today. I don't have any NXT news. I haven't checked it out yet. I haven't checked out anything. But if I see some NXT news, I will let y'all know on Twitter tomorrow. Maybe after the review. Who knows? So, NXT opens up with a look back at last week when Adam Cole faked an apology before super kicking Finn Balor again and low blowing Roderick Strong. We go live to the Capitol Wrestling Center, and out comes Danny Burch and Ernie Lorcan for their tag team title match, because they defend their tag team titles against Tommaso, Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. The question is, how long are Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher going to be as a team? That's my question. That should be everyone else's question as well. So, this match was a non-title match. It begins with Thatcher and Burch. They lock up. Thatcher takes the back and gets Burch down before grabbing a wrist lock. Burch forces him to the ropes to force the break. Then he takes a snapmare and goes to a headlock, but Thatcher quickly counters into an armbar. Thatcher drops a knee on Burch's leg, or Burch's elbow. Then both men start throwing European uppercuts, and Burch forces him to the corner where Ciampa tags himself in. The same happens on the other side. And Larkin is now legal. And he takes Ciampa down by the arm. Larkin chops Ciampa, but that just pisses him off. And Ciampa fires off rapid chops and punches. Larkin takes a headlock, but Ciampa gets free and they exchange quick reversals until Ciampa tosses him through the ropes and knees him to the floor. Ciampa then tosses Burch out as well, and Thatcher hits him with an uppercut on the floor. Larkin slides back in and rolls up Ciampa, but gets caught with a lariat. Ciampa knocks Burch off the apron. Then he and Thatcher hits a flapjack European uppercut for a near fall. Thatcher is legal again, and he goes to a rear chin lock on Larkin. Eventually, Oney fights free and chop blocks Thatcher. Then tags Burch, but Thatcher kicks him back and belly to belly. Suplexes Larkin after that belly to belly. Well, he basically belly to belly suplex on Larkin. That's what I'm trying to say. And folks, by the way, I do have some news on NXT moving to Tuesday, so I just found out. I just found that out earlier today. I forgot to tell y'all that. I'm sorry. I just haven't been looking at any AEW and WWE news as of late. I just been focused on, doing what I do every week. But I'm gonna give y'all the news on NXT moving to Tuesdays, and I'm gonna give y'all my reaction and my thoughts on NXT moving to Tuesdays, which some of you have already know what my thoughts are because obviously it's on Twitter. You already know what my thoughts are. But I just want to throw it out there in case anybody doesn't know what my thoughts are on NXT moving to Tuesdays. Anyways, so Thatcher is knocked out of the ring, and Ciampa goes out to check on him as they head to the break. Now, back for commercial break, we're back live, and Thatcher is being held down with a single leg Boston Crab by Larkin. Thatcher breaks free and makes the tag to Ciampa, who runs roughshod over both. Ciampa beats Burch in the corner and tags Thatcher, who hits repeated European uppercuts and tags Ciampa again. They continue to make use of quick tags until Thatcher hits suplex and goes to a sleeper. So then Larkin runs in and kicks Thatcher, but he doesn't let go. Instead, smiles at him. Ciampa runs in and attacks Larkin. Then he and Thatcher batter the tag champions with forearms side by side. Larkin tags in and knocks Ciampa off the apron and tags Burch, and they look for a double team, but Thatcher knocks Burch again. So then Ciampa runs in and kicks Larkin. All four men trade shots until distracting. They lay shots until all four men are down. Imperium come out and stand on the stage. Then distracting Ciampa. Larkin tags in and knocks Ciampa off the apron. Then he and Burch hit a double team neck breaker for the win. So we see Roger Strong walking backstage. He's coming to the ring to get some answers from Adam Cole after the break. Now, Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher versus Danny Burch and Ernie Larkin was a physical and intense technical showdown. It was a really, really good showdown. However, it was a little too focused on Thatcher to reach his peak. Now, Ciampa barely got involved for much of the match. This is a pairing that needs to happen with time and spotlight down the line. Now, Imperium's arrival was fascinating, to be honest. Walter has yet to arrive in NXT again, but the teases continue, especially if MSK win the NXT Tag Team Champions. Imperium can have a fantastic feud against the Tag Team Champions while Walter begins to dominate the black and gold brand. So, Strong comes out to the ring and he demands Cole to come out to the ring right now, but not happening. Strong says that if any of them ever meant anything to Cole, he'll come out right now. Instead, the NXT champion, Finn Balor, comes out to the ring. Strong says the Undisputed Era was doing just fine until Balor came into the picture, so it's all his fault. Balor says it isn't his fault. The reason why their so-called brotherhood fell apart is because of his title. Balor says he knows how to get Cole out here. Next week, Adam Cole vs. Finn Balor for the NXT Championship. Of course, that was announced. Balor tells Strong he'll be a leader until he gets some killer instinct. Man, it makes me wish they were referring to Mastered Ultra Instinct. Goku, I'm just kidding. He'll never be on the Prince's level. Strong punches Balor and they take it to the right them though. Cause it was a brawl was about to be underway, man. It was about to go down. It's about to go down south. It's about to go crazy, like a motherfucker. All the Strong Finn Balor was about to freaking start throwing hands, like a baseball bat. We see a Physiatric Century in Florida, or at a performance center in Florida. I don't know. But there was a video of the way at a Physiatric Century in Florida. Austin Theory thinks they were getting chunky cheese. That's funny. So, folks, Theory thinks that they were getting Chuck E. Cheese. What do y'all think of that? Does that sound hilarious? Does that not sound hilarious or what? Gargano says Dexter Lumis's problem is getting at them all. Now, Theory says they don't have an issue with him, and Gargano is treacherous, saying he was kidnapped. Theory says it was a vacation, and Lorray says he says it would be if she was Lumis. Gargano gets angry and sees that Indy is writing Indie Wrestling Lumis on a notepad. Gargano says he gave her that name for Christmas, and now she's ruined Christmas. Gargano is freaking out, and the physical tryst says he obviously has some deep issues. Johnny tells her to get out, that this is his room, but she knocks him out. The saga will continue. So now it goes to commercial break, and Cameron Grimes is sitting backstage in production, and he wants to change the name of the CWC to the Cameron Grimes Arterism. William Regal appears and tells him to stand up. Regal says that last week Grimes hit a crew member, and he may have a lawsuit on his hands. Now, Grimes tries to pay it off, but Regal says it's not about money. He has an issue with him. Grimes says everyone has a price, so what's his? He questioned that, basically, asking that. And then Regal says he has a contract with his name on it, and tonight he'll be facing Bronson Reed. So then we got Aliyah with Robert Stone Brand at ringside versus Ember Moon with Shotzi Blackheart at ringside. Seems like Shotzi Blackheart is back in the feud with the Robert Stone Brand again. Seems like that's what WWE's going for. Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, and Robert Stone brand feud. I guess that's what they're going. I guess that's what direction WWE's going as far as this goes. As far as this match goes. If we are, I don't know why we would want to see a Shotzi Blackheart and Robert Stone brand feud again. I mean, we've already seen that once. We don't need to see it twice. It gets boring when you're seeing the same stuff twice. You all know that, right? I'm sure you do. I know I do. I know for a fact that I do, because I watched WWE ever since I was little, and I know how seeing the same matches and the same feuds on TV gets boring. I know how boring that gets. Trust me. I watched WWE a little bit longer than the majority of the people in the IWC have. Heck, I even watch WWE more than some of the younger people that's watching WWE now have. I know how boring it gets watching the same fucking garbage feuds and matches every week. I know. It's tough, it's aggravating, it's boring, it's annoying, it's fucking nauseating. All that shit. So anyways, Aliyah versus Ember Moon got underway. They lock up, but Moon soon catches Aliyah with an arm drag. Then another, and Aliyah goes to Robert Stone for advice. They lock up again, and Aliyah grabs a headlock, but Moon shoots her off. Aliyah connects with a forearm. It taunts Moon, who bends down and asks her to hit her. Aliyah takes the bait, and Moon dodges the punch and hits a back suplex. Moon forearms Aliyah and hits a sloppy spear, so they both fall out of the ring. Moon gets her right back in, but Stone gets in her face until Shotzi makes him back off. Aliyah then dives off the apron onto Moon, but gets caught and rolled back into the ring. So then, Moon hits a dropkick to Aliyah for a 2 count. Aliyah pulls Moon into the buckles, then hits a running kick to the back of the head before applying a rear chin lock. Now Moon breaks away and hits a Hurricane Rana, then drops her with repeated lariats and a drop kick to the ribs. Ember hits a spine buster for a near fall, then goes to the top. So once she goes to the top, I think I lost where I was reading at. Damn it. Moon hits a drop kick to Aliyah for a 2 count. Aliyah pulls Moon into the buckles, then hits a running knee to the back of the head before applying a rear chin lock. I think I read that part already. I almost lost my thought on where I read at. I almost lost it. Moon breaks away and hits a Hurricane Rana and drops her with repeated lariats and a drop kick to the ribs. Ember hits a spine buster for a near fall, then goes to the top rope, but Aliyah climbs up with her and looks for a suplex to no avail. Moon tosses her off, but then Stone and Camilla get on the apron to distract her. Shotzi runs over and dives onto both. Then Moon hits the Eclipse for the win. I'm sorry I stopped a little bit, y'all. I kind of got off track because I almost lost where I was reading at. I almost got lost. It happens. Every podcaster, I'm sure, has that problem. Everybody that does Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT reviews every week, I'm sure has that problem where they're lost at where they're reading at, you know. It happens. But this was a good squash match for Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. It seems like they are building both of these ladies up, but what could they be building up Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart for? Could this soon be perhaps a heel turn for Ember Moon? Could Ember Moon be turning on Shotzi Blackheart? I'm thinking that could be a possibility. But Aliyah remains the most well-known enhancement talent on the roster. She does not raise the talent on the opponent faces, but can put them in semi-competitive matches. Now, folks, check this out. This was particularly just about keeping the War Goddess on the show. And now I can go ahead and I can go on a record and say now that Blackheart and Moon have now been fully established as a tag team. It seemed like NXT is accepting that the brand needs a full tag team division. It is the best way to keep everyone relevant in a packed division. In my opinion, it is. I don't know about you all that's watching. I don't know if you all agree with me with that or not. Which I hope some of you do. If some of you that don't know me don't agree with me, then you are a complete idiot. You're a complete fucking idiot. Thatcher and Ciampa get involved backstage, and Tim says Imperium keeps throwing his past in his face. Ciampa says his past with Imperium is just that, the past. Okay, whatever that's supposed to mean. Commercial break. It says next week Tony will face Io Shirai for the NXT Women's Championship, like I said in the open before the review started. And we get a video package to hype that match. So then we got the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Now, my question to you all is, was anybody even interested in watching this Women's Tag Team Championship match? The only reason why I was interested is watching it because Dakota and Raquel Gonzalez was in it. I wasn't in it for Nia Jax and Shayna, but I mean, who the fuck want to be in it for Nia Jax? WWE's typical garbage? Are you serious? Why would I want to watch a 300 something pound woman such as Nia Jax in a fucking ring? That's your women's tag team champions, folks. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Hope you realize that. My goodness, this fucking the division, as worse as the division is on Raw, man, those women's tag team titles should have been dropped. WWE should have had Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler drop their women's tag team titles to Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. That should have been the night that Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez won. But oh no, that got screwed. You want to know why? Because this was the night that Vince and Bruce would have been involved with NXT, which I don't think they were. Feels like they were, but they weren't. Might have been. I feel like they were involved on tonight's NXT episode, man. I mean, for Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler to be on NXT defending their women's tag team titles, I feel like they were. I somehow feel like they were involved. I mean, they are a dominant tag team, but Shayna Baszler needs to get the hell away from Nia Jax. Nia Jax just continues to make Shayna Baszler look like an embarrassment every time Shayna Baszler's teaming up with Nia Jax. About a team of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. They're not even, folks, let me remind you, they're not even a team! They're not even the team. Are you fucking serious? Tell me, somebody in this chat, tell me, how the heck is Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler a team to you? How? How can some of the majority of the community say that Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are a team? I want to know. I want to know that right now. I really want somebody. I really wish somebody would come in here and say, and Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are a team. No, they're not. Wrong. Now, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, they, to me, are a true team. They are a better team than Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, let's be honest. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I even bothered watching Nia Jax in the fucking ring. As soon as Nia Jax stooped her foot right in the ring, I should have just picked up the remote and changed the channel. I'm serious. I should have just went to the next video. As soon as I seen Nia Jax step her foot in the ring, I should have just went to the next video, man. Because I do not want to watch a Nia Jax in the fucking ring. Oh my god, she is fucking terrible. I'm serious. She is fucking god awful in the fucking ring. Oh my goodness. She is fucking terrible. I mean, who would want to watch Nia Jax? I'm serious. The title match, the women's tag team title match gets underway with Dakota Kai and Jax. Nia slams her down right away before throwing her across the ring. I'm actually gonna start the match because the whole reason why I'm pushing the start match button, because this was the best match on the show. The only reason why I'm saying this was the best match on the show, because Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez stole the show in this match. I feel like they, in my opinion, were doing the work in this match. I feel like Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez were physically, they were physical, great. They worked together in the ring as a team. They put their fight on the line, man. They basically gave Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax what they had, man. They gave Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler one hell of a fight. I will say that. I definitely will say that. Definitely gave them one hell of a fight. And I'm going to say again, I don't care what anybody says, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez are a better team than Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are not a team. You're not a team. Oh my god. They are god awful working together. Shayna Baszler's not god awful, but Nia Jax is. Holy shit, man. Never mind Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler, she's one of the best NXT talents that NXT has ever had on the NXT roster since she was champion. I don't even know why they even signed Nia Jax all those years ago, man. She continues to be worse. She continues to get worse and worse and worse in the ring. She continues to do even fucking terrible. Seriously. So Dakota Kai and Jax were in the ring. Jax slams her down right away before throwing her across the ring. Jax hits a running body attack in the corner before attacking Baszler, who comes in with a hook to the gut, apparently. Oh god, I think that sounds pretty disturbing. Baszler throws Kai to the corner and runs at her, but stomps when Kai flinches and laughs. And the fact that they cheated has pissed me off. Has pissed me off ever since the match ended. Ever since the match ended last night, folks. Kai marches at Shayna, but gets taken down. and Shayna targets the arm. Baszler looks to stomp it, but Kai rolls away and slaps her. Shayna Baszler showing why she's dominant and dangerous in the ring. I really think she's showing it because she knows that she's better than Nia Jax, and she knows Nia Jax is fucking awful. She knows that Nia Jax can't do what Shayna Baszler can do. Nobody can do what Shayna Baszler can do. Nobody. There's nobody like Shayna Baszler. I'm sorry, man. There's nobody like her. Seriously. Nobody. Absolutely nobody, man. Kai rolls up Shayna for a 2, then hits an arm drag and a snapmare. But Baszler catches a kick and slams her down. Baszler then throws Kai head first through the ropes. Gonzalez goes to help Kai, and Shayna and Jax go out and stare them down on the floor. Now, it goes commercial break, back live. Gonzalez is beating on Shayna and whips her to the corner. Kai tags in and hits a running face wash. That was a good running face wash from Kai. Kai showing why she's Captain DK. Then looks to follow up with a running kick from the apron, but Baszler catches her foot and pulls her off the apron hard. Back inside the ring, Jax tags in and applies a stretch muffler to Kai, but she eventually climbs off, only to get headbutted. You know what's embarrassing? You know what's mainly embarrassing, folks? What's embarrassing is that Kai does better in the ring than Nia Jax. What's even more embarrassing is that Raquel Gonzalez does better work, and she looks way better than Nia Jax. And please do not say Raquel Gonzalez is the younger version of Nia Jax, because she is definitely not. Don't even try to compare her to Nia Jax. I don't want to see any fucking geek in the community trying to compare Raquel Gonzalez to Nia Jax. I'm not trying to have it. I ain't trying to hear it. There's nobody like Raquel Gonzalez. And Nia Jax claims that she's the reason why Raquel Gonzalez got into WWE in the first place. Oh, really? Can somebody say that for me again? You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. You gotta be joking. Kai starts a comeback and he super kicks Baszler before tagging Gonzalez. Kick seemed like it didn't do nothing to Shayna Baszler. I'm sorry. Raquel comes in with a drop kick to Shayna. Then 2 fallaway slams and a running back elbow in the corner. Gonzalez hits a spinning back slam, or spinning body slam, for a 2 count. Baszler tags Jax, and the 2 big women come face to face in the middle of the ring. That was a big face-off. They trade shots, and Jax headbutts Raquel back into the buckles, but she turns the tails and shoulders her repeatedly. Shayna distracts Raquel, allowing Jax to knock her down and tags out. Now, Baszler knees Gonzalez, then applies a sleeper hold, but Raquel quickly fights up and tags Kai for a kick to the face. Jax and Gonzalez, yes, I said Jax and Gonzalez, got kicked from the ring, and Kai and Baszler go back and forth. Baszler gets Kai in the careful clutch, but she fights it to get a tag to Gonzalez. Raquel Gonzalez rushes in and knocks Jax off the apron, clubbering the referee in the process. Which I don't think she meant to. It wasn't on purpose. It was just an accident. Don't even try to say it was on purpose, because it wasn't on purpose. Jax and Gonzalez spill outside. Raquel tackles her over the announce desk. Kai and Baszler steer, but The referee is down. Baszler grabs Kai with the Karafuda clutch. Again, and out comes Adam Pearce with a Raw referee, and he rings for the bell. So I'm guessing basically either Adam Pearce counted for the 1, 2, 3. Either he was the injured and Adam Pearce came out as a Raw referee and WWE didn't know what the fuck they were doing, or this, to me, was complete bullshit. Guess I better add management to the list too. While I'm at it. This definitely's got Bruce and Vince's name written on all over it, man. Gotta be Vince and Bruce's idea to have Adam Pearce come out as the Raw referee. This has got to be one of the worst decisions ever, man. I don't know why. It was definitely one of the worst decisions to have Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez lose to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. So you mean to tell me that Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai are going to get a rematch and win at WrestleMania 37? Which I'm okay with it. Hey, long as they take those fucking titles off of god-awful Nia Jax and dominant Shayna Baszler. So, I got nothing to complain about here. This was a fun match to build to a for-ish conclusion, but the end was fucking terrible. Oh my god, the end was fucking terrible. Not because of Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, because of Vince and Bruce's fucking involvement, because WWE didn't know what the fuck they were doing in the conclusion of the fucking match. You mean to tell me that Bruce wrote this fucking conclusion of the match and said, oh, I'm gonna have Raquel Gonzalez hit the referee in the fucking face? Bruce's name written all over it, folks. Bruce and Vince's involvement, man, I'm telling you. Gotta be Bruce and Vince's involvement. For them to have Raquel Gonzalez hit the referee in the face like that, that's got to tell you something, man. That's got to tell you that Bruce Prince and Bruce was involved in this show. Oh my god. I can't believe I'm fucking saying this shit. But the truth has to be put out there, man. It really has to be put out there, man. But this was still a fun match, but a terrible conclusion to the end of the match. While these teams have better in them, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler teaming up together doesn't have a better in them. Yeah, sure. It was the best match that WWE Women's Tag Team Champions had since winning the gold. They brought it against a team that fits so well with their dynamic. I will say that. Can't complain about that. I won't shit on that. The finish set up plenty of intrigue. Kai and Gonzalez did not lose legitimately, folks. But they lost enough to where, this sets up a story, a feud between Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez. Now, it was thanks to Pearce. NXT Tag Team titles have been kept away from Tag Team Gold for so long. And it is the right time to let them fully integrate into the story. That's what I just said. I think this sets up a storyline with Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Raquel Gonzalez, and Dakota Kai. Now, it seems like Kai and Gonzalez could be invading Monday Night Raw soon to get their deserved rematch. They absolutely deserve a rematch. If any fucking geek, if I see any fucking tweet from any of you fucking geeks in the community saying that they don't deserve a rematch, oh my god, you gotta be a complete fucking asshole. If anybody doesn't think that they don't deserve a rematch, you gotta be a complete fucking buffoon. Seriously. You gotta be one of the worst fucking, You gotta be one of the worst fucking IWC community fans in the fucking history. You gotta be one of the worst fucking fan in the community to be saying that they don't deserve a fucking rematch. I, in my opinion, think they deserve a rematch. That wasn't fair for Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler to be winning. They fucking cheated. They fucking cheated, man. Adam Pearce wasn't even supposed to be on the fucking show. What the hell was he even doing on there? I didn't understand that. What was Adam Pearce doing on NXT? He's not the referee. Archer Smith was the referee, not Adam Pearce. Jesus Christ. Bruce. My goodness. So, after this match, folks, we were back into therapy with the Way. And Austin Theory is saying he thinks Loomis needs a friend. Indy says she'll be his friend with benefits. Candace says Loomis doesn't want friends. He wants victims. Lorraine's phone kept buzzing, which I don't know why. And Johnny is texting her what to say. Oh, no wonder. The physiatrist goes to the door and opens it to find Gargano on the phone. The physiatrist kicks them all out except for Theory. She tells him this is a safe space and asks him what happened when he was with Loomis, and the segment ends. Just like that, folks, segment ends, man. I obviously have no thoughts on the segment, but I will say the segment was somewhat okay. I'm not gonna say it was bad. I'm not gonna shit on it. So, Knight looks around NXT and he looks around NXT, man, and he sees people like Adam Cole, Finn Balor, and Johnny Gargano. But before that, LA Knight is making his way to the ring, and he says his time is now. Commercial break. Back from commercial, we see Swerve Scott sitting in a music studio with a girl, and he's making a song. He talks about Leon Ruff and how he's been handled or handed opportunities while he scratches and claws for everything and gets nothing. He scratches and claws for everything and gets nothing. Nothing! I didn't sound like Xavier Woods. I tried, folks. He warns Ruff that he doesn't want to go to war with someone who cares less than he does. He's a savage, he's different, and he just doesn't care anymore. Knight comes to the NXT ring. He says he has waited for far too long to step into the ring. Stares straight down the barrier and says what's on his mind. Knight says he isn't about to talk about childhood dreams. This isn't a dream for him. This isn't a dream for him. This is a merely business. His business is wiping another man's ass when they step in the ring with him. Everyone talks about it. Takeover, well, a one-man revolution just stormed through the door. People like to say Tom Brady is the best, but he's got nothing on LA Knight. He'll be the guy setting all the records. Knight looks around NXT, sees people like Adam Cole, Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano, and every one of them has their kicks, dives, and flips. He tells them to bring that crap to his door, and he's beating the hell out of them. He didn't come to NXT to do anything fancy, just to get the job done. He's the last of a dying breed, and people are already saying he might be the best of all time, and he agrees. He tells people not to call him the GOAT. If we want to call him anything, it's just LA Knight, and it's his game. Just as he finishes, Bronson Reed interrupts and comes to the ring, and Knight does not look pleased. Knight did not appreciate Bronson Reed interrupting him coming to the ring. That was disrespectful. You don't disrespect the LA Knight, man. One of the best wrestlers. One of the best pro wrestlers. Not in history, but one of the best pro wrestlers ever. I just hope that WWE does not take this opportunity to waste LA Knight while they have him. That would be fucking bad. I'm talking about when he gets called up to the main roster in about a few years. I just hope they don't fucking waste him. Like, they're probably going to do him, I hope to God not, but I think, something tells me, they're going to do him like EC3. They're going to do him like how they did EC3, man. I'm telling you. Something tells me it's going to happen, dude. WWE, over on the main roster, just does not care about NXT talent. And I'm talking about Vince and Bruce. They don't care about the NXT talent. Bruce would bury NXT talent to Vince because Vince wants it. Vince wants it. Because they're jealous of what Triple H has done with NXT and his roster. They're jealous because they know NXT produces the best shows ever. The best pay-per-views ever. They're jealous of what Triple H has done as CEO of WWE, as a producer for NXT, NXT UK. They're jealous of that. I mean, why would you be jealous of Triple H? Do better, Bruce and Vince. Instead of being jealous, why don't you guys do better? Produce better Raw and SmackDown shows. Stop producing all this garbage every week. Do yourselves a favor and remove your fucking selves from WWE. That's what you ought to be doing. Remove your fucking selves. But anyways, we got Bronson Reed versus Cameron Grimes. I don't even know why they had Cameron Grimes win the match. I guess it kinda, to an extent, kinda makes sense. Not much. But as the match starts, Grimes holds money up and counts it, but Reed drops him. Grimes tries to fight back but gets lifted and dropped it out of the ring. So I'm guessing they repackaged Cameron Grimes when he returned. That's what I'm guessing. Because now he's got I guess he's got a new gimmick. I don't know if he's got a new gimmick name. I don't know if they're building his new gimmick or what. But Grimes hits Reed through the ropes and looks to slide in and roll him up. And Reed sits on him for a 2 count. Grimes scurries to the corner to get away as they go to commercial break. Commercial break, back live, and Reed slams Grimes into the barricade that gets him back in the ring. Grimes catches Bronson with an enziguri, then Grimes ducks a lariat and hits a Spanish fly for a near fall. Now Grimes gets on top of Reed and pummels him with the palm strikes. Reed tosses Grimes off, but he comes right back with a running knee. And Grimes applies a crossface, and Reed looks to power out, but Grimes knees him in the head, then kicks him over and over in the chest. Reed gets angry, starts no-selling, then chops Grimes and delivers some big forearms. Reed whips Grimes to the ropes and hits a body attack. Bronson hits a splash in the corner, then turns Grimes inside out with a lariat. So then Grimes moves to the apron and he grabs his hat and makes to leave. But Bronson Reed wipes him out with a suicide dive. Reed gets Grimes back inside, but LA Knight comes down and throws Grimes' hat into the ring, distracting the referee, and shoves Reed off the ropes. Grimes quickly hits the running double stomp for the win. And that was it. So, honestly, Knight's finally starting to find his spot on NXT. My thoughts on his promos honestly are a little too similar week to week, but he should be able to find a better angle to run with now that he has a rival. Knight versus Reed is a solid first feud. That's his very first feud on NXT, though the Colossal could lose steam by the end of this. After his evolution, Grimes may start to build more steam as a competitor. He is too ridiculous to take seriously. However, he remains a unique presence in the company, even though his accent's fucking terrible. I mean, that's the only thing that's fucking terrible is his fucking accent. And maybe his fucking character too. But it is important. He is good at what he does in the ring, but it is important to make sure NXT feels as different as possible from wrestler to wrestler. So I'm interested to see how this Bronson Reed and LA Knight feud's going to go. I imagine next week it'll continue. And hopefully it goes well. Hopefully WWE does it right. Which I know NXT's going to do it right. I wonder who's gonna get the upper hand in this feud. Is it gonna be Bronson Reed or is it gonna be LA Knight? What do y'all think? Leave me in the comment section below on what you think. On who you think's gonna get over in this feud. So we got a camera backstage spying on William Regal, Adam Pearce, who appeared to be arguing about what happened in the women's tag team championship match. Kane Carter is interviewed backstage and she says it pisses her off. It pisses her off that Xia Li badly hurt Casey Catanzaro last week. She took her girl out and now she needs to take her out. She isn't scared. Xia pushed her buttons too far and now all she sees is red. Next week is on. So Xia Li versus Kane Carter was announced for next week as well. Forgot to throw that out there in the beginning of the review before it even started. So we got a commercial break. We see the highlights of last week's no disqualification match between Karrion Kross and Santos Escobar. Once again, we're in therapy with Austin Theory, and he explains that for the 3 days Loomis had him, he was in a tiny room with boarded up windows. All he did was watch cartoons and eat cereal. The physicist asks Theory if he knows why Loomis brought him back, and she said she spoke to him early that day and he told her he couldn't wait to get rid of Austin. Loomis was disgusted by him and Theory starts crying and runs out looking for Gargano. The way come into the room, kinda see, y'all notice sometimes I get my stuff wrong, sometimes I get it right. We all get our stuff wrong and right. But the way comes into the room and Johnny calls her a monster. They all leave and Gargano thanks the woman and pays her for the acting gig. Everrise are in the ring awaiting their opponents. Breezango were Everrise's opponents were going to be their opponents, but however, Raquel Mendoza, Joaquin Wild attack the former NXT Tag Team Champions on the stage. They beat them down on the ramp and slam Fandango into the barricade. Then run Breeze into the ring post. Everrise applied Phantasma rush into the ring and attack them too. Everybody's escaped largely unscathed, but then Santos Escobar attacks them from behind and slams them into the steel steps. Escobar gets in the ring alongside Wilde and Mendoza. He says people should not mistake last week's event for weakness. If anyone does, what happened? Now, next week is a loaded NXT with Finn Balor versus Adam Cole for the NXT Tag Team, or for the NXT Championship. And Tony Storm versus Io Shirai for NXT Women's Championship. And Kane Carr versus Xia Li. I did say that before the review had started. I did say that. You can go back. If you're watching a review, you can go back at the very beginning, and I actually said that. When Ringo was interviewed backstage, he says because of what happened in the Women's Championship match tonight, he's going to make an announcement next week that will change NXT. What that announcement will be, it'll probably be Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending their NXT Women's Tag Team titles against Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez for WrestleMania 37. That's what I think the announcement's going to be. If it's not going to be that, then that's going to be a major problem. I think they're going to get the rematch of WrestleMania 37. I already said that. Said that like about 3-4 times already. So we got Finn Balor versus Roderick Strong. If I was to grade this, I'd give this a B. I don't think this shouldn't have been in the main event. I really don't think it should have been. I don't even think this was a main event matchup, to be honest. It ain't a main event without Adam Cole, I tell you that. It's definitely not a main event without Adam Cole, baby. Now, Finn Balor vs. Roderick Strong, for the main event of NXT. The match begins hot with a stiff lockup. Finn takes Roderick down, but they struggle back and forth for control. Finn attempts an arm bar, but Strong rolls him back for a 1 count. Balor takes a side headlock. Strong tries to fight up, but Balor rolls him up for 2. Then goes right to a wrist lock. Balor transitions into a modified choke and holds Strong in the middle of the ring. Strong forces Balor to the corner and breaks free. It hits a backbreaker as they head to commercial break, the final commercial break for the main event of NXT. And then we're back from commercial break. Balor is having his head slammed into the top turnbuckle. Strong chops Balor in the corner, but Balor fires right back with an arm slam and starts kicking the arm of Roddy over and over. Balor holds Strong down with an arm lock and twists it. Balor snaps the arm and Strong rolls to the apron. Balor brings him back in and goes right back to the arm, but Strong hits a backbreaker to create some distance. Strong forms Finn in the back, then catches him with some kicks, with some knees to the gut. Strong lands a backbreaker for a near fall, then lifts Finn for another. Balor catches Roddy in a triangle choke, but Strong gets his feet to the bottom rope. And then Balor whips Strong to the corner and follows up with a stiff chop, then does it again in the opposite corner. Strong fires back and chops Finn a few times before lifting and slamming him. Balor leans on the ropes and Strong hits repeated running forearms, then an angle slam. Roddy hits a double arm power bomb for a near fall. Balor looks for the shotgun drop kick, sort of like what Carl Anderson does, but Strong catches his legs and applies the stronghold. Balor yells in pain and tries to turn over, but pins him for 2. Strong attempts a gutbuster, but Finn reverses with a double stomp in midair. Balor knocks Roddy back against the ropes and follows up with the Pele kick. Then a reverse DDT. Balor hits the shotgun drop kick that knocks Roddy into the buckles. The NXT champion goes up top for the coup de grace that connects with 1916 for the win. So we see replays of the match. Balor poses with the NXT championship in the ring. He looks to the stage. Amco is watching, so Balor points the trigger at him. They go one-on-one for the NXT championship next week. And that was it. NXT went off the air after that one. Now, this should have not been the main event, as I was stating before I read what happened with this main event matchup. Especially with the surprise finish that came out of the tag team title match. That said, the Prince and the Messiah, the Backbreaker, have solid chemistry in the ring, and it showed throughout. Now, the importance of this match was to sell Strong as more than a secondary member of Undisputed Era. Strong pushed Balor throughout, setting up for his potential opponent at the NXT title. It seems the future is Balor trying to survive 3 of the 4 former members of Undisputed Era. It was smart even with that goal. For Balor to continue winning, he has sold as absolute dominant, and a 50-50 booking cannot hurt that now. This week's episode of NXT was a great show, folks. Now, let's move on to the news before I get the heck out of here, before I end this stream. Now, I have some NXT news on NXT moving to Tuesday nights. I have some news on that, so let me give me a minute. Let me pull that up real quick. So, WWE and AEW Dynamite will no longer go head-to-head on Wednesday nights, folks. This is not official, but the deal is reportedly done and waiting an announcement. Now, I did hear something about this during Wrestling Observer Radio. Brian Alvarez said that he was told that NXT's move is a done deal. Some fans might not like the idea, but that's the reality of the situation in the end. So professional hockey ended the Wednesday night wars. He said, Brian Alvarez said, and I quote, I was internally in the network, it's a done deal. So there you go. So WWE will move NXT to Tuesday starting on the week after WrestleMania. This was due to NBC Sports Network closing and hockey moving in HL games received on their previous home, which we all know that. AD revenue will be higher as well. Now, AEW and WWE NXT will also both likely benefit from this change. Now, pro wrestling fans won't have to choose between the two companies, which I'm sure that makes them very happy. We'll have to see if that rivalry continues regardless of what day they're on, which I'm hoping not. Because AEW has been slaying the hell out of NXT every Wednesday nights. And I think it's time for it to end. People in the IWC community are getting sick and tired of this stupid ass Wednesday Night Wars. It needs to end. It really needs to end. Like, it needs to come to an end right now. But the fact that NXT moving to Tuesdays, in my opinion, was the dumbest decision that WWE's ever made. For the simple fact that, one, you're basically starting a war with Impact, which makes no sense at all. You all get what I'm saying, right? And then I got somebody commenting saying, oh, poor baby. Yeah, the reason why he commented that is because he knows and everybody else in the community knows that I'm right. Everybody knows that I'm right, folks. Everybody. Everybody that I have followed. Everybody that I have followed on Twitter. Everybody that has me followed on Twitter knows that I'm right when I'm saying this. For real. I'm dead fucking serious. NXT moving to Tuesdays was a dumb decision by WWE. NXT moving to Tuesdays is definitely a major problem for majority of the people in the IWC community. I'm still going to go with my opinion and say that NXT should have moved to Thursdays. Because, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Moving it to Thursdays is a more better idea than moving it to Tuesdays. Because if you look at it this way, folks, if you look at it this way, listen. NXT UK is on Thursdays. So you have NXT UK. If you move NXT to Thursdays, you have NXT UK on Thursday afternoons. Then you got NXT Thursday nights. That's one of the reasons, and that might be the only reason why I said NXT should move to Thursdays. You have NXT UK, and then you have NXT. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense to me. It makes sense. NXT UK comes on Thursday afternoons, just like 205 Live comes on right after Friday Night SmackDown every Friday nights. They're both on the same day. So my question is, why can't NXT be on the same day as NXT UK? I don't understand that. Not only has WWE went on with this decision, but the fans agreed to this decision. Some of the IWC fans agreed to this decision. And let's be honest, nobody gives a shit about Impact. Impact is a fucking terrible shitty ass wrestling company promotion with some of the worst Impact male and female wrestlers on that roster. If anything, why are there so many titles on that roster when there should be at least only 2 or 3 or 4 titles on that roster? Should at least be 2 or 3, in my opinion. Again, I still think it makes sense for NXT to move to Thursdays because you have NXT UK that comes on every Thursday afternoon, and you would have NXT on Thursday nights. I think it makes perfect sense to me. It really does. I cannot see how the community does not disagree with me on what I just said. I can't see it. I just can't see. I just can't see how they disagree with me on what I just said. I just can't see how some of the people disagree with me on what I just said. But you know what? No one doesn't have to listen to me because they eventually will. No one has to listen to me because they eventually will when they get tired of the NXT versus Impact Wrestling Tuesday Night War and start complaining like me. People are legitimately in the community are going to start complaining like me when they get tired of this NXT versus Impact Tuesday night boring bullshit. You know, the Tuesday Night War. They're going to get tired of the NXT versus the Impact Tuesday Night War bullshit and start complaining like me. They are. People are. Impact is a terrible promotion. Oh, but yet you got some of the people in the community complaining, saying that NXT is fucking terrible every Wednesday nights. First of all, have you even been watching NXT for about 4 to 5 years? Yeah, NXT has never been a terrible promotion. NXT has never produced terrible shows. I don't know where the fuck you're getting all this bullshit at. This information from, saying that NXT is a terrible show every week. So to the person who said on Twitter, who said that NXT is one of the worst brands in WWE, you're a complete fucking idiot. Because NXT is the only best brand in sports entertainment in the WWE history. NXT right now is currently doing more than Raw and SmackDown would have ever done. NXT produces the best shows. NXT gives us the best shows that they could ever produce. Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, meanwhile, they give us the worst fucking shows. That's like saying Call of Duty is one of the worst Call of Duty Activision shooting games in franchise history. Because it really is. The game fucking sucks. The game's broken. Sort of like this game. But I'm telling you, eventually, man, people are going to get tired of the NXT versus Impact Tuesday Night Wars. I'm already going to be tired of it when it starts. Why? It makes no sense for NXT to start a war with Impact. They might as well just forget about it. They're going to have to just forget about it and suffer the consequences. First of all, my question is, why did this AEW versus NXT Wednesday Night War shit started from the fucking beginning? Why did this even start from the get-go? This should have been left alone. This should have been left alone. If NXT and AEW would have not started this Wednesday Night War bullshit, if the IWC fans would have not brought up this NXT versus AEW Wednesday Night War bullshit, maybe it would have never happened. Maybe it would have never existed. Yet now you want to bring up Tuesday Night Wars? Come on, man. That's a bunch of BS, man. Please. I would love for somebody to come on here and talk their fucking shit to me. I really would. Because you know at the end of the day that I'm right. At the end of the day, I'm right. You know that the Tuesday Night War bullshit's going to fail. Nobody is going to be watching NXT and Impact. Wanna know why? Because half of them think that Impact is one of the worst promotions in history, which it is. Nobody's going to be watching Impact versus NXT. Nobody. Nobody. The majority of the community does not agree with this Impact versus NXT Tuesday Night War bullshit. Now, it's been brought up. See? If stuff can stop being brought up, maybe it never happens. Obviously, the Wednesday Night War bullshit was brought up by the IWC community. It was brought up by the fucking virgin geeks. Can't believe I'm saying it. Something JD says, but I just want to throw it out there because it's the truth. It was brought up by the virgin geeks in the community who wanted it to happen. So I guess now we're gonna go from Wednesday Night War to Tuesday Night Wars. Please, I hope the Tuesday Night War doesn't happen. Please. Please WWE move. Please WWE move NXT to Thursdays. Please don't move it to Tuesdays. Please don't. It was news on it possibly moving to Tuesdays. I hope it's not. Oh my God. I know NXT desperately wants to pay back so bad, but they need to just forget about it at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's over. What's over is over. They need to forget about it. They need to focus on bettering their NXT viewership and ratings right now, because they have been suffering in the viewership ratings every week against AEW. AEW has constantly beat NXT twice in a row. That's like Carmella saying she beat Asuka and Charlotte twice. That twice. Get it? That's like Sasha Banks saying she's a legit boss 1,000 times. Well, she really is, but that's like her saying it twice. Seriously, folks. Leave this Tuesday Night War bullshit alone. Stop mentioning it on social media. Nobody in the community, including me, wants it. Nobody. I'm talking about the people who agree with me with this shit. The people who agree that also say that NXT should move to Thursdays. I'm talking about those people. Those people don't agree with it, just like I don't. Please don't. NXT needs to go to Thursdays. They need to focus on moving it to Thursday. Focus on bettering the viewership and the ratings, because they are suffering. They are the lowest of the lowest. Hell, you might as well say they are above Raw, but they are below AEW. Holy shit, man. Seriously. Seriously, man, it's embarrassing. But folks, this is going to be the end of your March the 3rd, 2021 NXT review. If you have any questions, please comment down in the section below. And please, if you enjoyed this review, hit that like button on the stream. It helps the channel, it helps my live stream and videos. It helps me out, most importantly. Folks, it is time for me to get off of here and get the heck out of here. I don't know if I'm going to continue to stream on Call of Duty. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to continue my stream on Call of Duty. Part 4 of my stream on Call of Duty will be live after this. I'll probably be on here until maybe 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. But for now, I got a little bit of announcements before I go. I'm going to be streaming Dragon Ball Fighter Z this afternoon. Also, before that, I'm going to be live with my NXT UK review. So be sure you tune in for my NXT UK review, because that's going to be a good one as well. And after that, I'll be live streaming on Dragon Ball Fighter Z, continuing my combo challenge training. And then Friday afternoon, I'm going to be live again on Dragon Ball Fighter Z. This time, I'm going to be doing the story mode. And I know Justin's been waiting to hear this one, my YouTube moderator. He loves Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And all that stuff. A lot of my subscribers are anime freaks like I am. So, after I stream on Dragon Ball Fighter Z, my very first WWE SmackDown live stream watch-along is going to be live. I had to change the title up a bit, man. Had to. It's going to be like that forever, though. And then after that, after my WWE SmackDown watch-along this Friday night, my SmackDown review will be live after that. And then I may stream on Dragon Ball Fighter Z, or maybe World of Tanks. Just to stream something different, you know what I mean? Now, next week, I think I'm officially going to be buying a new game. It's either going to be WWE Battlegrounds or Jump Force. One of the two. It's definitely not going to be Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I don't really like that game. It's not going to be Dragon Ball Kakarot. I'm actually going to tweet out a poll asking which game should I buy, Battlegrounds or Jump Force? Because I really want to try Jump Force because I know that's probably a good game. I know it is. I'm going to buy both of them, but I just want to know. I want to know which game should I buy first, Battlegrounds or Jump Force. I'm going to tweet that out on Twitter. My full schedule is tweeted out on Twitter from earlier this morning. I tweeted it out that morning, so it's on there if you want to see it. Now, I don't know what I'm doing this Saturday and Sunday. I could be dropping an England Wrestling News video this Saturday. I'm gonna have to check the news today and see what's on the news. I'm gonna have to check to see what news articles that the wrestling websites have out. But I don't know what game I'm streaming this Saturday. I don't know. I know I could be dropping the England Wrestling News video this Saturday. Now, this Sunday, I am going to be streaming Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, continuing to help people with their requests because I've completed all mines. And I showed y'all, and I'm going to show y'all proof. I'm going to show y'all all the requests I completed. Now, there might be 2 that I still haven't completed yet. I think I did say that before. So, I know I'm going to be streaming Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 this Sunday evening. But I think I pretty much told y'all all my schedules on what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be sort of a full busy week for me. Of course. And then Monday it's back to streaming on Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War. It's back, and then Monday night it's back to Monday Night Raw review. It's back to that. And then Tuesday I'll be working, so. Again, if you have any questions, comment down section below. I'm out of here. Peace. See you all back here with part 4 of my stream on Call of Duty. And most importantly, we'll see you all Friday for my stream on Dragon Ball FighterZ. And I will also see you all on my Friday Night SmackDown review and on my WWE Friday Night SmackDown live stream watch along. Peace. I'm out of here. Take care of yourselves. Don't let people bring you down. Don't let Bruce and Vince, don't let this crime and violence bring you down, man. Always take care of yourself and always be yourself no matter what.